If you're doing follow-up in sales, what's one type of question you could ask that's gonna make you better and help you close more deals, and why does it matter? I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from the North Shore of Oahu. I am at Sharks Cove on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about follow-ups. Now here's the thing, most salespeople never follow up after a sale because they're afraid to be found out that they lost the deal. But there's plenty of money in this for you if you do it right. So I'm gonna give you a couple of different variations of questions that you could ask when talking to a lost sale to close more deals. Now this is gonna be a generic version. You're gonna need to modify it for yourself to make it different. I'm gonna give you the most generic. So let's just say I sell a widget, a gizmo, a product or a service, and my most common objection that I hear is I went with another company because of price, okay? So I'm doing my follow-up call. Hey, I want to get an update of what's going on. Here's where we're at. Where are you at with this project? Hey Scott, we went with another company. Most people are gonna go, oh, okay. Well, what happened? Well, it's too big of a question. It's too much of a problem. So here's one version of a question. Besides price, what's one thing I could have done better for you, okay? So you wanna narrow it down to one thing. Besides common objection, what's one thing that I could have done better for you? Besides the package that I offered you, what's one thing that I could have done better for you, right? And what you wanna do is you wanna narrow that down to one thing, and you wanna take notes, you wanna keep a journal, and if possible, if legal, you wanna get this call recorded, because you want to get that person's words down. You want to hear why you're not closing deals. You want to hear what that real objection is, okay? So that's one version of it. You could take it, modify it accordingly, and say, hey, besides the package, besides I'm trying to think of different ways for you to ask this question. Besides the timing, what's one thing that I could have done different for you? What's one thing I could have done better for you? What's one thing that you would have wanted to see me do for you that I didn't do? You want to get it down to one thing besides the most common objection. But here's the thing. Most salespeople will never do it. You want to know why? It's uncomfortable. You want to know why? Because it's easier to try to shoot for a price match. You want to know why? Because it's easier to not do the work, okay? Hey, this might even be an opportunity to say, hey, look, I wasn't a good fit for you, but do you know somebody who was? You can blend all sorts of questions in, but here's the thing. Besides most common objection, what's one thing I could have done differently? What's one thing I could have done better? What's one thing you would have wanted to see in your product, your service, your widget, or your gizmo? There you go. Take the question, modify it for you, but start asking it, see what happens. Take notes, write them down, and you're gonna start to see a pattern of what's going on. You got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button, click on it every time I send out a video. You'll get an update. It says Scott Bell Consultants and another fantastic video, probably from a cool location. Today I'm on the North Shore of Oahu. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.